Greetings, fencers. Today we'll look at a technique present in probably every sword system. It's Durchwechseln, or changing through. In other systems it's called the disengage. Again, it's something that can be done in different ways, with cuts and thrusts, but there's a reason it's often used with a point. Out of the techniques used commonly, Durchwechseln is probably the most dangerous for the user. In fact, the advice given if someone is fighting you properly is, do not change through. I encourage anyone to read accounts from other masters, especially from rapier systems, to get more advice on this technique. It is always used, but is always given with warning. It gives an opponent an opening because you're using a movement in distance that doesn't threaten your opponent. They're able to set on or plant to an upper opening. This is why it's safest with thrusts, in order to maximize your range. Changing through is used whenever your opponent engages your sword without threatening you. You go under his sword to the other side and attack. The first example is in the lines of the Zettel. From both sides stab with violence. It's done in the before. When you thrust, they try and parry, and you change through. It can be done to counter Oberhaus made to your sword, as well as Unterhaus made to your sword. It is also described from long point if your opponent tries to beat your blade. And it can be done with winding after the change through, depending on your opponent's reactions. It's also best used before the swords cross halfway, otherwise you can get caught on their hands, or it's easy for them to plant. If you catch your opponent in this basic pairing cycle, changing through can often become an option again. Changing through is a fundamental technique, and I use it every time I spar, but it's warned that it shouldn't be our goal, and we shouldn't wait for it. It's something to be used when your opponent does something wrong. Thanks for watching, keep studying, keep practicing.